Hi, I'm Penny Gomez, and welcome to Pop, Penny on Point with profiles on persons of interest. This is the show where you get to know your favorite personalities a whole lot better. And we do not leave you out of the action. That's right. You can go on our social media page and we leave clues for you so you can guess who's coming on the show. And some lucky person wins a prize if you guess correctly. Compliments of NFM. That's right, they're giving away a beautiful hamper. So we are here today in Mocha, and we're excited as always to bring you, to come into your living rooms. And when it comes to this living room, you know what's happening right now? Take a guess. I hear a doorbell. Are you ready? Are you ready to see who's won that prize, compliments of NFM? The answer is just behind this door. Let's see who's popped up today on the show. It's Nishard M. Welcome to Pop. Welcome. Hey.
Nice to be here.
Are you ready to pop with us?
I'm ready.
Come on in.
Thank you.
Nishard M. Oh, let me call you by your full government name. And I want to make sure I get it right.
Here we go.
Is it Myru?
Meru.
Meru.
Yes. If I had $1 for every time somebody pronounced my name wrongly, I could probably sponsor this show.
And I think that, we would like that. We would like that. We need
We all need that. We all need sponsors. Let's put it out there.
But, I could understand, though, why you just went with the M, because people would probably get it so wrong. You said, I'm over this. Is that the case?
Actually, to be quite honest, someone else called me Nishard M on a track that was a collaboration, like early on in my career. And when I heard it, I was like, okay, I guess that's my sobriquet now. I guess it's Nishard M. So
yeah,
I kind of like the ring of it, and I stuck with it. For a little while, I was debating maybe the word Nishard is a little bit too hard to pronounce, but then I kind of like the uniqueness of it as well.
It is very unique.
I've learned to embrace it.
And here I am talking about, early on in his career, look at it, baby face. Look at the baby face. Mother's milk still on the face, and no. So how does one go from being you got a bachelor's in geometric engineering? Geomatics.
Yes.
Geomatics. Beg your pardon. Engineering to being a Chutney Soca star. Actually, but you do it, you're performing in all sorts of genres, but how does one go from that to that?
I think it was a natural transition for me. The reason that I never really went into music professionally at an earlier age was because I grew up in a family where everyone kind of believed in going to school, getting a job based around education, that kind of thing. And also I didn't really have a full-time musician in my family to say that they would have understood choosing that career path or that lifestyle. Mm-hmm. So, I've always had very loving and encouraging parents. So they encouraged me to go to school. I went to Presentation San Fernando.
Yeah.
Big up all the press men in the house. And after Pres Sando, I headed to UE. I did geomatics at UE. I graduated.
What was the thing behind geomatics? What is geomatics?
Geomatics, actually, the name of the degree was called Surveying and Land Information when I started the program. So it falls under the engineering faculty. It has a lot to do with spatial data. Anything that occupies space, it's basically applying like engineering principles to things that occupy space, if that's a simple way of putting it.
Wow, guys, so you see not only good looking, but smart as well, and smart.
Yeah, so I studied that at UE, and straight out of UE, I headed to TN Tech, where I actually worked for 5 years, getting up and grinding at that 8 to 4. Mm-hmm. All the while I was at university, while I was working, I was doing music part-time. I was a part of Triveni for 10 years odd, 9 or 10 years odd. Before Triveni, I would have been a part of another band called The Rampasad in the Art. Mm-hmm. Before that, some other bands along the way. So I've always kind of been in the band scene, but not really full-time into it. And while being at TN Tech, I got this experience. You'd always hear people talk about, the grind of being on the 8 to 4 and that kind of thing. And I felt like it was something I needed to experience before I could really give my opinion on it. So after being there for 5 years and...
You said you're over it.
Yeah, I was like, I had to choose one of these. I can't continue doing the music and doing the 8 to 4 because I feel like I will end up just kind of selling myself short on both ends. Yeah. I needed to choose something to focus on. And for me, I always hear people talking about pursuing something that you're passionate about. And I felt like it was a no-brainer when it came to that point of having to choose one. And here we are today.
But did your parents agree with you on that? Because we know what the parents are like in Trinidad and Tobago. You go to school, you get that job, you do the grind, you go up the ladder. How did
Yeah.
they feel about that?
The hardest part of this transition for me was actually breaking the news to my parents because I had a permanent job at the end. Like, it was a good job. It was actually related to my field of study, which is something that's, sometimes hard to come by these days. So to make that, I actually did it over the phone. I didn't do it in person.
Chicken.
Just in case they wanted to peel the remote control or anything, I was like, okay, probably I could break some over the phone. So it took a while for me to build up the courage to come to my parents and say, hey, you know what? I feel like I want to quit my job and I want to do music full time. But thankfully, they've always been supportive. And it was kind of strategic too, because at that point in time, I actually placed second in Chutney Soca Monarch. That was in 2016.
16, yeah.
Yes, I placed second. And the second prize that year was a nice little something, So I felt like they thought, well, okay, at least if you quit your job, you ain't going to have a little cushion. So I thought that would have been the perfect time to really jump out and decide to invest my time and my attention fully towards music. And thankfully, they've always supported me. Even though I was scared about telling them, I think they could not be proud of what I do now. And that is one of the most fulfilling things to me about my career, being able to make my parents proud and being able to make my family proud.
Is the world of entertainment as glamorous as people on the outside looking on think that it is? Because you left your full-time job, you went into this, and yes, I know you spoke about the passion, but there's also, obviously, you became then a public figure, and it's glamorized. And is that part of it disappointing for you? Did it live up to your expectations, or was it exactly what you thought it would be?
Being around music, I think I kind of understood the dynamic of a music career, even though I was not fully into it, as a full-time career yet. What the public sees is the glamour part of it, which is obviously it's built that way for the public to see that part of it, because that's basically what the end product is. The behind the scenes of an artist, of a musician, if anybody tells you it's glamorous, they probably like playing music for, like, I don't know, Bruno Mars or Beyonce, one of them, I don't know. But it's not that glamorous. There's a lot of hard work, there are a lot of hours, a lot of dedication. And one of the biggest things about music is the uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty. Nobody knows for sure what is going to be a hit song, what's not going to be a hit song, whether this is going to be a successful year. You can plan and you can put everything together and put it on paper. But I think one of the greatest things about music is that uncertainty. And music can really have no pension, and there ain't no benefits, So yes, there's the glamorized part of it that the public sees, but there's definitely an aspect of it that is still very human. We still go through emotions and still have to deal with everyday bills and things just like everybody else. It's just that you probably don't get as exposed, or you get to see that part of it, but it's definitely there.
So then, what we should really be saying is that those who've gone into entertainment, those are the brave ones among us.
Definitely, I would say
risk
so.
taker.
It is. It definitely involves taking a lot of risk, because, like I said, to jump into a field to jump into a career choice where there's no uncertainty, where basically you're taking a chance on yourself and on your product. I think it's very brave, and not just in music, but for anybody who takes a step like that, a career to make a career choice like that. I definitely applaud them.
So speaking about risks, your whole experience with Chutney Soca Monarch and going up on that stage as a youngster, getting into the entertainment, that is a big risk in itself. But you nailed it. And, what I particularly want you to talk about is you get there, you don't come first. You do it again, you're moving up each time. What is the drive year after year, and perhaps not winning, but still continuing in the game?
I think early on in my career, I understood the importance of embracing failure. And when I say embracing, not that it's something to be happy about, but to understand that it's a part of the process and a part of building who you are as an artist and as a person. So I didn't really go into Chutney Soca Monarch expecting to win at the very beginning. I kind of understood that it was going to take some time to gain that experience, to learn the stage, to learn the crowd, and to kind of find myself as an artist in the competition. So my driving force, it sounds weird to be in a competition and say it wasn't necessarily to win, but it was really just to do better than I did the year before. And that was really my approach going in year after year. And thankfully, it worked out to the point where I was able to reach, to the very top, and it was a very fulfilling experience.
Yeah, I think it probably made it all the more sweeter, did it?
Definitely did. Yeah, it was a tremendous experience.
Yes. Trevini and that whole experience there, because that was the last band before you went solo.
Yes.
And talk to us about the band life and what that meant to you and how it prepared you then for even going solo.
Being in the band, I had a chance to travel to many parts of the world, even as a solo artist after. But you know, traveling and creating that family bond with some of the musicians and some of the other guys in the band is really a tremendous experience as a musician, as an artist. It really helped me to be able to go out and interact with people who were outside of our culture, to understand that the way people were seeing the things that we do from an outside perspective. Because sometimes, you know, you get a chance to talk to Trini people, and then you get a chance to speak to someone from a different country who might be hearing the music for the very first time, and they have a whole completely different perspective, and it makes you rethink what you are doing and probably helps you to even better the product at the end of the day, you know. So I'm thankful to be able to have that experience under my belt of being able to tour with a band, to be able to build these brotherhoods, and most importantly, I feel is to be able to learn from each other. I learned a lot from being in Triveni. I'm thankful to always be surrounded by super talented people, and I think once you realize as a musician that you're never really a master of anything, you're really always a student of music. You're always learning. There's you as much as you might be good at what you do, as much as you might be experienced, there's always more to learn, and that has always been my attitude towards music. I love being around talented people. I
Well
love being
said.
around people who inspire me and people who motivate me to be a better musician. So thankfully, I've always been blessed to be surrounded by that, and thankful for that
Okay.
experience
Most memorable experience so far?
as a musician.
Yes.
Most memorable experience. I think last year traveling to Dubai and performing Chutney Soca music in Dubai, being out there like in the middle of the desert, and I'm there in this moment with myself, and I'm thinking like, am I really here? Is this really happening? Like, am I here to represent my country and sing chutney music in Dubai? Like, what's happening? You know,
Pinch yourself.
it was such a surreal feeling, because it's something that I probably did not even envision for myself. Like, I never said to myself, you know what? I would love to go to Dubai one day and sing chutney soca music of all places, you know?
Yeah.
My dream has always kind of been to go to India and kind of reconnect with the roots, and you know, kind of get that.
Get
that
in there,
fusion.
Dubai, India.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
get
it's
in there, get in
definitely
there.
it's on the books.
Most
for sure.
disappointing moment so far?
My most disappointing moments in music. You know, to be quite honest with you, if I had to, I'm just gonna give you what comes to my mind
Yes,
first, right? You know, in the early parts of my career, like going through the days of like Mastana Bahar and Children of Mastana, which are all
which
competitions.
that's how
that I
you
passed through
started,
as well,
yes.
yeah. And I think that's where a lot of the Indo-Trinidadian artists would have started, passing through, you know, one of those competitions. And to be quite honest with you, in my earlier days, I was a very sore loser. I remember one time I placed third at the semi-final, and I collected my prize and I walked off the stage and I pelted it away.
And
And
no
everybody was
mommy
looking
wasn't
like,
happy
oh my
about that.
God, did he just do that? And looking back now, I could see how arrogant it was. And I felt like it wasn't disappointment in the placement, but I was kind of disappointed at how I reacted in the moment. So it was really disappointment in myself, if you want to put it that way. But I've come a long way since that. Like I've said, I've learned to embrace failure, and learn to make stepping stones out of things that you feel like might be blocking your path.
Yes.
But yeah, we had some disappointments along
Well,
the way.
confession is good for the soul. Well,
Yeah,
there
yeah.
is competition here, but there'll be no flinging of trophies I'll have, you know, on the pop side.
Yeah, I'll try to keep it. I want to pop long on pop.
You don't want to pop down on pop. Well, we did mention that there is going to be a surprise for you on pop. Guess what? It's right after this break, so get ready for it. Get ready. Get ready. We'll be back with Nishard M on pop right after this break.
Plug into Plus. With Digital Plus, you get simply more speed to enjoy super fast fiber internet, more features that put you in control, more reliability to surf, stream, and share with no interruptions. Plus, more power with a better Wi-Fi connection in every room to connect all your devices to your smart home. Plug into Plus, the home fiber network that gives you more. Digital Plus. Sign up today.
Trinidad and Tobago, since we first met, you knew it was love at first sight. We've grown your trust by ensuring you're always connected. From TNT's first fiber to the home network to true 4G LTE connectivity. No matter how far you roam, no matter how you choose to be connected, Digicel is always close by. And we've always invested in you. That's why our greatest achievement will always be you. Digicel, we're better together.
We're back from break, and guess what? I'm not mixing matters because guess what? I hear a doorbell. Hope you're ready for your surprise. Let's see who's at the door. Come on. Nalini Akal, one of my favorite dancers. Have a seat.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, so good to see you,
nice to see you
girl.
Mwah.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
Oh, where are we going? This way.
Yes. And you are popping in some pop colors there.
Yeah, man. I think I'm
got-
vibing you a vibe today. I didn't know.
You read the assignment right. And the
My outfit too.
So you
Yeah.
see, you all are so animated, and now I understand why you're artists, obviously. This has been something in Trinidad for when it comes to belly dancing that you sort of made it extremely popular. And I remember that time.
Yes, it's true.
Did you know that you were going to be a trailblazer then when you started with
I
it?
was just honestly. Wait, you have to turn back the clock like to 2002, like 20 years ago.
Ah.
And you're going to be like, my fear at the time was dancing in my bra and a skirt. In that moment, like I was like, to come out and be dancing in your bra and skirt.
That was your fear.
That was
Yes.
my fear. I was like, you're going to be, it's kind of like people weren't in that space. There were so many things that they had for what a woman was and where she'd be and all these things. So, and once I just went, just like the toad, just like the toad, and you have to grab him. And just go.
Go for it.
Just grab him.
You know what's interesting about that? Because even when you think of a Nishard, because even in the Chutney space, and when you think of East Indian dancing, they're wearing tops anyhow where their stomachs are exposed in lots of those dances anyhow. So it's amazing to hear that perspective. But
They're higher because we're higher. They were wearing like this tie, and we were gonna go
Ooh.
and then there were years where we did that.
Yes,
Now
yeah.
it's like
And that was it.
But it's like you have to also work with it because like we have such a variety of costuming too, where you can be totally covered and people find that utterly sexy, like to not see as well. You know what I mean? So you just play it by the tempo, the feel of the crowd, and
Yes.
and what
Is belly dancing meant to be? Ultimately, people look at it and they say it's a very sensual kind of dance, but is that really the objective when you think of it? Culturally, what's to be expected?
Well, originally it was a fertility dance.
Oh,
And
okay.
and not
I
not
can
and,
see
and
how that could help.
childbearing. Yeah, and childbearing. And it's so many cultures and countries that span Middle Eastern dance. And each one has so much alchemy, is the word, because with Moroccan dance, you can earth and ground yourself.
Yes.
And especially now, post-pandemic, like you have people who just feel very frazzled and stuff. They need to go into some of those movements to kind of ground themselves back into their space and bring your, like, what is called your awareness back into the present moment. So that way you can...
Oh, I see some belly dancing in my future. I
It's like...
feel like I could ground myself.
Yeah. So, I do all those dances, the Iraqi dances and Shamadan and all the magic of something called the zephyr, which is like the bride and the groom coming in to meet the family. And then the family does a circular dance around them, which is like a spell. It's like a spell happening to protect the family, for us to be one, you know?
Yes.
So that is the alchemy of this dance. It's more than just, yes, it's sensual. Yes, it helps with your pelvic floor and it protects your body and everything, but it has even more spiritual realms inside of it.
Do you think when you're an artist, it's almost not necessarily a stretch to go into another genre because you started off singing, then you started playing the keyboard and you decided to really get into that and you now play.
Yeah.
You dancing, you're into film.
Yes.
Do you think it's almost like a natural thing?
I think they're connected. I believe that anybody who is creative, and everyone is creative I'm like that Ratatouille guy. Everybody is creative. Everybody is creative for me. You know, so it's just a matter of fine tuning it. And of course, like, you know, people like Nishard, they would be even like like a finely tuned piano. You're getting higher and higher levels of it. Some people just, a clunky piano, but at least you're moving, at least you're doing, and that is what I think people need to recognize.
Yeah, Nishad, what about you?
Yeah, I think creativity is one of those things that kind of it helps you to drive yourself. Like for me as an individual, I've always wondered, well, if I could do this, then I wonder if I could do that, boy. And then when I finally do that, I'm like, okay, if I could have done that, then maybe I could do this. Because like you said, when I really started off, I was singing strictly Bollywood music.
Yeah.
Because that's what I grew up listening to. Around that time when I was like a teenager and stuff, my parents would be listening to like 103, 106, and it was Kumar Sanu, and it was like Alka Yagnik and these kind of songs. So this was like heavily embedded in me. When I started to sing and I started to go on stage, these were the songs that I knew. So I started doing that, and then being in Triveni, and I started to be able to perform at different events, different types of crowds, and started dabbling in soca and pop and R&B and a little bit of everything. And it made me feel like I wanted to push my own boundaries. And then I started to produce music. I started to play keyboards. And it's never ending. It's always seeking to be better and seeking to push the boundaries and see what you could really do for yourself.
And pushing the boundaries. Mr. here has a documentary, yeah? He's
Yes.
Very nice.
That's something I'm going to as well, yes.
Very much so.
Yes.
I
So
think film is, whether we know it or not, the world has been, since social media and the advent of it, I mean, that was 2005 for Facebook and things like that. People began becoming little mini filmmakers, And like now, as for filmmakers now, they now have to define what is their voice, So it is like, and this has been something that it's been a big discussion about Caribbean film and what really defines Caribbean film. I mean, it's not just Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Like, So it is really like being able to bring your voice. And that voice is something that is inside of you as a singer, a dancer, and it's what brings your expression out, And it's listening to it too.
yes.
When it calls.
Being aware, awareness, coming back to that.
Yeah.
Back to that
Important
awareness.
word.
Yeah.
Speaking about awareness, and we know the importance of performance and the look of visuals on the stage. So we want to play a little game with you now called Pop or Flop, because we want to get your take on the visuals and how you feel about those things on stage.
Okay.
So you'll see the particular thing come up, and you just tell us if you think it's a pop or a flop.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Nishad, I could so see you in this.
I feel like I have something like that in my watch.
You see what I'm saying?
No, I find that cool. Yeah, that's a pop.
Is
That's
it a pop
yeah.
for you?
That's the easy pop.
An easy pop.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Okay, we didn't get to go ahead from
I'm gonna let
Missy.
I'm gonna let
Me?
you go first.
She's not liking it.
So it's like it's like a pop that went yeah.
A half.
It's like it's like this is like representation in Middle Eastern as well, and there is nowhere that there is that representation.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
Okay, so that's a flop. Let's move on.
I know I gave it a
Yeah.
oh,
You should.
Yeah, I think that's cool too. I would wear that.
You would wear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like
Probably
it,
need to
sir?
borrow somebody else's chest and tricep.
Are you liking this for him?
I like it because I would add more to it. Yes.
You would
It's a
add
good
more
base.
than this gold. All this
Yes,
happening
I would
here.
add
I mean, it's not like you're going to wear this to go to the mall and shop. It's like for stage, like
Hey.
things that,
Yeah.
Cool top hat.
Ooh. No?
Yeah, I
Yes?
love this. That's
Yeah,
cute.
it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. Okay. What about this? I'm afraid to ask you now because I'm going to get a lecture.
This is all tiny. So this nothing against China because China makes everything.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes they pop out these pieces, and it's more like fashion for belly dance class kind of thing. So
I
So
find it
this
cool
is
though. I
never
think
making it
I
to
find it
the
looks cool.
stage. You can get
I
away with
would
this
not-
in
you
class.
would, no, I would do mine. I do butterfly, don't get me
Yes,
wrong. But
uh-huh.
mine would be silk painted
Right.
with the entire pattern
Right.
large.
So
you
it's
know?
more authentic.
It's like, no, it's like a more big feeling. You wouldn't see
Yes.
that on the stage. It's too small.
It's too small. Okay.
It's like,
Can we see these shoes on the stage? Not many things making the stage here, guys.
I don't know. I don't know if I like these too much.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
this
you're
one's
a
a fluff
tough
for me.
crowd, boy.
I would put them on a peregrinato or something.
Oh. Okay.
It's like,
I'm afraid to find out about this one.
these are the backup dancers.
Nah, that's cool. That's cool. I would say that's pop.
Backups.
That's pop.
Backups. Okay.
Life is story
I hope we find one you can like at least.
terribly.
Okay, so this is not happening for you at all.
I would. This is somebody's sexual fantasy in bubblegum.
Oh, and bubblegum Barbie.
Not even Bobby.
Oh, not even.
Bobby has good designers.
Oh my God.
I hope you don't have to
This is
judge
the
me in a
toughest crowd that
competition.
we've had on Pop ever.
So this is actually made in China as well.
How do you know?
How do you know these things?
Because I research.
But how do you see something and immediately
I
recognize
can imagine, by the fabric, you see like the original ones that are made in Russia.
Yes.
Like, like all my Polinas and all these things. Because Polina also does belly dance costumes
Right.
as well.
Oh.
And so those are not Swarovskis. At the top of the neckline, that's just rhinestone, like the smallest size. And then that's chicken feather. It's supposed
I feel
to be
like I'm on Iron Chef America for clothes.
Listen,
Sorry.
Richard, when I am dressing out, if I see her in the distance, I'm running. Because I know she's going to say, yeah, China. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not against China.
Yeah.
No, I'm not against China. My fans are made in China, like all my beautiful silk stuff.
Fans.
But you really have to know what you're ordering, where you're ordering, because there's always it's like those people who order on like Alibaba/Amazon and you go,
Right.
oh, I love how this looks. And then they
Right.
see something that looks like, what is this? Like, it's like a totally different fabric
Right,
and
got
things
it.
like that. So, yeah.
Whew. All right, then.
Sorry.
What about this?
I actually have a blazer like that. Something like that. Yeah, I find it cool.
I
So
would
it's a
cut
pop?
off the sleeves.
You would cut off the sleeves?
Sleeves, no sleeves, and leave him bare on the arms.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
And no.
No, this
And
is
that
China.
skirt, that is you wrong.
The
That is
scarf,
wrong,
right?
wrong veil.
It's wrong
Like
for
it's
that.
it's like satin. It's like not silk. And if
Yeah.
you really wanted to breathe, you use silk. You don't use satin. You use chiffon.
Right. See,
Because
I'm
it
just
shouldn't-
saying the back there, bad producer. Get
no,
your
no.
stuff right next time.
It's like
Mr. Graves.
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
piece
saying.
was definitely made in China.
Okay, so this is not making it to the N9 stage anytime soon.
No.
What about this?
This is like a wannabe fancy dhoti. This is a flop for me.
Oh, I wanna be. Oh, you're joining her bandwagon.
Well, I feel like I'm afraid to say like stuff.
No, but this is, and I was not gonna
Mexican
say
people, I don't know.
this works. Again, I would not use a black t-shirt. I'll put it like in a little wife beater and throw some beads on
Yeah.
it.
You know, I
And-
could see that.
Yeah,
the
and,
black
you
is
know.
killing it.
Yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
with you. So that's a flop. Woo! I was never so happy to finish this segment. Right. Yeah, that's good. That's good. We need a break after this, guys. We need a break. And I don't know what's going to happen now in the kitchen. I might be hearing about what's authentic and what's not. But
Oh.
stay tuned. That's the only way you can find out right after the break. We'll be back with more on Pop.
Trinidad and Tobago, since we first met, you knew it was love at first sight. We've grown your trust by ensuring you're always connected. From TNT's first fiber to the home network to true 4G LTE connectivity. No matter how far you roam, no matter how you choose to be connected, Digicel is always close by, and we've always invested in you. That's why our greatest achievement will always be you. Digicel, we're better together.
The lounge is quite comfortable. The aesthetics is exceptional. The service it was excellent.
It is my first time being in the lounge and it is really quite lovely.
We're back from break and I'm having so much fun with Nalini Akal and with Nishard M. Now, apart from their many talents, from the time she saw an apron coming over, she said, yeah, I can cook, just bring it on. And this one, his mother is a whole caterer. And I've seen them on social media
that means,
cooking.
I'm a professional eater and I'm a professional chef.
I've seen you with mommy. I've seen you with mommy doing things in the kitchen. So of course we have a kitchen challenge on Pop, and this trophy is at stake. I expect, given all the accolades associated with these two, and they come so well qualified, that this trophy will be leaving my hands today. I'll be presenting it to someone. So here's your challenge. You have, of course, the ibis flower compliments of NFM there. And here you have the bitters and your different flavors of white oak and these ingredients. Take a guess what you're making. Let me see.
I see yeast. Yeast takes time.
Okay, so
I feel like, are we making pancakes with rum?
pancakes and rum. That's a good idea. But no, that's not what it is. Today you are making the much loved kurma. Or do you say kurma? Kurma? Kurma. So that's what you're making today for us on Pop. So this is your challenge. I can't wait to try it because I love it.
So wait, when you say it's a challenge, you mean like, is there a recipe in one of these drawers? Or we just kind of have to figure
right
it
up
out?
there. You are going to just embody the spirit of mummy. And you will, hey, you have it covered. You can cook. So, you know, behind you, the stove. The oil is there. Fairly simple. You just have to use, apart from the obvious flour, we need you to use either the bitters or you can use, you know, one of the Angostura flavors here. You can do whatever you want, the white oak, the forest park, or the black label, but you must use bitters in it as well. And this is just like a whole different kurma that we are just putting into the market out there.
I was now thinking that.
If it's a hit, look for it at the supermarket near you. That's what I'm saying. Take it away.
Have you made kurma before?
No.
Are you just saying that? Or okay, let me
No,
take some stuff off here and get ready to. Okay, you ready?
All right, we're good. Okay, let's do a somatic bump.
This is a what?
Somatic bump. Put good energy into this damn food.
What? I'm confused here. We're doing
It's like, you feel better?
aerobic cooking.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Let's hype.
Okay, how about you hype and I'll cook?
Okay. No. I want to cook with you. Where's
Oh, you
the
know what we should
measuring cup?
I want to suggest something. Maybe we should
Yeah.
put the oil to heat up while we're doing this because the oil will take a while to. What do you think?
I think it will put too fast.
No, we put it on low heat because then we have to wait for it to heat up.
You think it okay? All right, but okay. I don't know. Yeast usually takes a little bit of time, and there's yeast inside this thing, and then there's no ghee. I always think that Kurma had ghee or something like that.
It does have a kind of buttery feel, right? You have any butter?
Where's the
in
butter
it,
for
right?
real? Wait, and measuring it. Okay.
Measure
I
nothing,
trust
you.
you. Are we supposed to make it
Measure
together or make
nothing.
our own?
From what I understand, it's a challenge.
Oh, it's a
That's
challenge. Okay. I vibes.
Okay, so I'm trying to conceptualize
I
in my
would-
head. If it is we had to make kurma, then you kind of need to make like a roti kind of dough.
Yes.
And,
It's so bad. We don't even have a recipe. And the
No,
joke
no,
is,
like
I've never had a gumption to look at kurma. You know why? It's like in my family, we'd buy the kurma. I just don't understand why there's yeast here, because that's what's catching me right now. Usually we do yeast and sugar. And a little bit of...
well, I was kind of waiting to see what you do, but I realized like you are a little more lost than me. So but
No,
it's.
I vibe it. I vibe.
Right, so
We know it has
what
to
happen
fry.
If we don't use yeast, what happen?
Huh?
If we don't use yeast, what happen?
Well,
Be hard. And
I've
is this
never
warm?
known it to have yeast, huh?
We need to warm this up, I think.
I know. It's like I keep pressing this and it
No,
doesn't.
it has to go on a base, right?
It's also on the base. It's not on the base.
No.
Where
base
is the
over-
base?
Over there.
Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Bama. Well. Oops. Too bad you can't curse in this place.
All right, so I'm gonna figure out what's going on with these dry ingredients here.
All right, go ahead.
This is white sugar, I would assume. So I'm gonna add some of this. Actually, the sugar is probably more for after.
Yeah, I added a little bit of that. A little bit of this. Pinch of that.
I mean, a little bit of everything you can't go wrong, right?
So this is the thing. I see somebody looking like they are like,
I feel like you
what's
just
going
standing here and
on?
watching.
What's going on? What's going on?
Okay, so I'm gonna
Tooks.
add my molten butter here.
Yes. I'm waiting on my water still.
I feel like this is just enough for this thing, so I'll melt some off here, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Got it.
Yeah. You look like you are moving quickly.
You look like you're not moving at all.
I know. Yes.
I think we're good with that.
1 second. Tooks. Poor
So I'm
thing.
gonna knead this until it gets.
So, I'm gonna do a different.
Tell me something. Kurma isn't fried in ghee.
I thought so, and that means you have to clarify the butter.
Okay, we're going to show that.
So, life is like
I
that.
don't know, I feel like the ghee kind of adds that
Of course, it adds the flavor. Like I would
like the
add
kurmaness to the kurma.
yeah, like a little something, a little
Okay, I think this is as good as this is going to get. So properly.
vibes.
Okay.
This is interesting. Thank you for making me reach to my roots all the way deep down inside, going all the way to the back of the golden temples of India.
I feel like you're better at telling stories than making kurma.
I am. Thank you for recognizing that. Thank you for recognizing
And can I just say,
that.
I kind of shocking myself that I'm rolling this out and it's still maintaining us
A
kinda
good
round.
size?
It doesn't really look like Trinidad or anything.
Yeah, for real. That's pretty good.
Not bad, right?
That's good. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I think I'm doing a fairly good job here. To be quite honest, I feel like this is going to taste real good. I feel like this is going to shock everybody. This kurma is going to shock everybody.
Is there an extra pot, by the way? Okay, so I'm just gonna do that simple syrup. Are you ready to fry? You're gonna fry first?
Yeah, just waiting for the oil to get up to temperature.
Okay. All right.
And while I'm waiting for this to fry, I'm going to make my... Can you just zoom in on how mine looking and how she looking?
Yeah, that's fine.
Because if I don't win this challenge, I call it from now.
It's okay. You're more Indian than me.
It's match fixed.
I am
if I don't win.
I'm not fighting Indianness.
Ooh, it's smelling good. Actually, you realize it started smelling good when mine started going in? Like it started smelling different?
Okay.
Don't be trying to steal any of mine, eh?
Huh?
Don't be trying to steal any of my kurma.
No, I'm good.
Claim any of my kurma. Pull it around this way.
I just taken him out. No one has ever seen kurma that looks like this. I'm sure Trinidad and Tobago will
Yeah,
be
I can guarantee it that much.
thoroughly entertained. Oh, this is one of yours.
Yo.
Put him where to put him here?
No, it's not finished frying yet.
Okay.
Sabotage. Come on.
No, not at all.
You
This
deal with
is
your Friday. You
good.
can leave my kurma alone.
Vibes. All right, so I like reds. That's weird. It tastes like kurma.
Kurma-ish.
I know, right? It's a weird thing. That was salt. That was salt. That was salt. That was not sugar.
Wait, what?
It was salt. It wasn't sugar.
Wait,
it was
what?
salt. It wasn't sugar. Your kurma gonna taste salty.
Oh boy.
Right. So I think one of the things that your parents or whoever teaches you to cook at all that they tell you is to taste the ingredients.
We would did.
Especially something that looks like something perhaps like yeast, something that perhaps looks like sugar, or it could be salt, to taste it before you put
That
it in.
is salt for
Yeah,
real.
so
Can we just get a shot of both of them together?
Yeah,
Just
mine
to-
looks
I don't
Comparison's
know if
sake.
that makes a difference, but
They
let's
both
see.
taste like salt.
But let's see. I am not tasting this.
I agree with you.
You know.
I agree.
However, somebody has to taste. Somebody has to taste.
Well,
And
I'll taste this. I taste
yes,
mine already.
yes, correct. Let's
Oh,
go.
Lord, help
And you
us.
taste hers.
This I've never seen a deconstructed kurma.
Yeah, but you know, there's a
Thank
first
you.
time.
That's a great name.
How's that?
It's just salt.
It's salty, right? And yours?
It's salt.
It's
That's what I'm
both
saying.
salty.
They're both salty.
All right, tell you what, guys, I'm just gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna walk on out. I'm gonna
What
back
is
away
that?
from this. Whatever this is, I'm leaving this to you all.
This is real salty too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I ain't going to taste it then.
Yeah, so
No.
you just put this across here. Bam.
Oh,
All right, so thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I tried, guys. I tried.
You
I
did
tried.
try. Mommy's watching now and she's going, oh my God, I can't be my child doing this.
This is why I taste. I don't cook. I
It's
taste.
okay. It's okay. There are more challenges where you can redeem yourselves right after the break. Guys, you have to stay tuned. You see what's happening here on Pop? You have to stay tuned for more coming your way on Pop with Nishard and with Nalini.
Nalini.
See you after the break.
bye.
I'm still gonna taste mine.
Trinidad and Tobago, since we first met, you knew it was love at first sight. We've grown your trust by ensuring you're always connected. From TNT's first fiber to the home network to true 4G LTE connectivity. No matter how far you roam, no matter how you choose to be connected, Digicel is always close by, and we've always invested in you. That's why our greatest achievement will always be you. Digicel, we're better together.
Plug into Plus. With Digicel Plus, you get simply more speed to enjoy super fast fiber internet, more features that put you in control, more reliability to surf, stream, and share with no interruptions. Plus, more power with a better Wi-Fi connection in every room to connect all your devices to your smart home. Plug into Plus, the home fiber network that gives you more. Digicel Plus. Sign up today.
Okay, and we're back from Pop, guys, having put the Kurma to rest. We've laid it to rest. We have.
Let me talk about it.
And now you know what we're going to share, something that you can't mess up. Your Angostura.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Here's your black label, and here's your white hook, and here's my black label as well. To cheers, guys.
Cheers.
You know, and
Cheers.
and guys, in case you missed it, that was Nishard just playing that beautiful. Those chords there on the piano because he's so accomplished. He's also, he plays the keyboards. And no. This is in no way must be understated. This you are self-taught.
Self-taught, yes.
Yeah, give us a story.
I always loved my baby piano when I was growing up. I think all kids have a favorite toy. Mine was, back then they had a wooden keyboard with wooden keys, and the black notes were painted onto the white notes. I don't know if anybody remembers that particular toy. So there weren't actually any like black notes. But I love this thing. I used to sit down and spend hours with it. And when I got into singing, I actually had the opportunity to perform in New York for the first time when I was 8 years old. And while I was on stage singing, people got up from the audience and started to walk up to the stage and throw money at me. And I took all of the money. I went to Radio Shack at the time. I bought a keyboard and I brought it back home. And that was how I started, actually playing. That was my first keyboard.
Aw, I like that.
Meanwhile, some people on the crew, wink, 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 I won't call any names, Mr. Producer, take piano lessons for a whole 5 years and still can't play a note. I am just saying.
Colin.
But, so well done. I mean, and I think being a performer, being, a singer, it probably just means so much to be able to understand the music behind it.
Yes, I think especially being a vocalist, being able to have at least a fundamental understanding of chords and notes and that kind of thing really helps you a lot. So I'm thankful that I'm able to do a little bit of that as well.
Okay, all right, enough talk about that. This is a segment that we call Rum Talk, and, we want to get into some things.
Yes.
Into some things. And we were talking about all sorts of things, off camera. We really were. But I want to ask, both of you tour. You have been all over the world. You as well. Is it a conscious decision that you make when you're on tour to decide? Because, they're groupies. I've seen them. At your performances. I've seen them. Is it a conscious decision that you make to decide, hey, this is going to be me. I'm going to be either a player, I'm going to be just whatever. No, I'm going to be consciously just deciding this is a different persona that I have here. And you know what? I have another persona in my private life. Do you ever get to that point?
For me, one of the greatest obstacles I've had to overcome being in this particular field of work is being introverted. I'm a very, very introverted person. I've always, you see, like you wouldn't think that because we speaking and people automatically make that assumption that because you're out there and doing something like that you're very outgoing and very, But I've actually been an introverted person the majority of my life. Sometimes people think of me as being people have called me stush. People say, I can't talk to you because they feel like they see you on stage with all of this energy and all of this passion, and they expect that when they meet you, on a regular day that you have that same thing. So for me, I actually have two personalities. I have my stage personality, which is something I've grown into. It's also obviously a part of me, but it's a part of me that's subdued when I'm not on stage. When I'm not on stage, I'm still the same very quiet, reserved kind of person, just sipping on my drink and I just cool,
Nalini, you are in the art of seduction with that belly dancing. Do you find that there's some sort of objectification for you, as a sexual object?
Well, it depends. Like, it depends on the situation. I've always learned to, especially, having done so much work in Middle Eastern, like over the past 20 plus years, it's like you have to learn how to have a little invisible wall for yourself. And that even involves like when you're taking photos, like I have some really good pose ideas I would do. And I teach my dancers too, because I'm like, okay, so you want to do a hug and you'd actually do this, like open the elbows so they can't put their hand where it's not supposed to go. Also, you could put your hand like this. This is like safety. So you put your hand against the butt so they can't touch your butt. And then you also, because they come in and they're trying to feel sometimes. And you're in a beautiful costume and stuff and you don't want to have that icky feeling and you just want to, so you prevent it, you take in front and you say, this is my pose, or you repose the person next to us. So I go like, oh, no, do this and do that. And then we pose together. So we take a good photo, but they don't have the control over the situation.
The keyest moment so far.
What's that?
The keyest moment so far. And then I want to hear from you.
This is our ickiest moment.
Yeah.
That's an odd one because like, there is one, but I'm afraid. It's terrible. So this person, I'm not lying, was like, oh my God, Nalini, I love your teeth. And I was like, my teeth? It's like, and I was like, I want to go home and brush my teeth. It's like, I was just like, my teeth. But it's just, I think that is like, I don't know, it's something like, it's just like, ooh, don't you find?
Yeah, for sure, Nishard. What about you?
I don't know. I feel like like as a guy, I don't really have a lot of icky moments. I feel like I more have embarrassing moments. And if I had to think of one of my most embarrassing moments, I remember like when I was an early teenager, when I hit puberty and my voice started to change, right? I was actually singing before that. So when I hit puberty and my voice started to change, it was difficult to make that adjustment because I mean it's something that you're not accustomed to. So I stopped singing for a couple of years while that whole thing was happening. And then when I decided to go back out when I was at Prez in Sando, there was a Diwali function that was happening at the Nalis Library upstairs. So I was playing my keyboards and I said, you know what? I'm going to go back out and I'm going to start singing today. And I was playing and I was singing and stuff, and I distinctly remember Hiralal Rampartap. For some reason was there as a guest. I don't know if he was like just attending or if he was performing as well, but he was seated in the front row. And halfway through the song, like my voice started to crack so badly. I had to abandon the singing part and finish the song as an instrumental. But what I distinctly remember, the look that was on Hiralal's face. It's etched in my memory. He was looking at me and it's kind of, what is this really going on here with this youth man boy? But you know, it's a part of life.
Hey, Hiralal, you see him now?
Hero, big up hero.
You see him? All right, guys. So you know, you can't have a belly dancer.
Yeah.
You can't have another vocalist here, someone who also plays a keyboard, and we can't go out with you giving us a little something.
Sure.
Now, you teach.
Yes.
And we are teaching, but you did say before that you're a student. Life, you know, you learn in life to always be a student.
Not belly dance.
So Nishard, we are putting you on the spot.
I feel sorry for you.
To the break. Don't worry, I'm sharing this with you, so I'll be just as embarrassed.
We gonna belly dance?
Yeah, apparently. The things they make me do on the show. The things they make me do.
Do you have more white hook?
So we're going to take a break, and then teacher Nalini is going to show us a thing or two. And it's just there for your entertainment. Stay tuned for more jokes after the break.
Trinidad and Tobago, since we first met, you knew it was love at first sight. We've grown your trust by ensuring you're always connected. From TNT's first fiber to the home network to true 4G LTE connectivity. No matter how far you roam, no matter how you choose to be connected, Digicel is always close by, and we've always invested in you. That's why our greatest achievement will always be you. Digicel, we're better together.
As if I don't embarrass myself enough on the show, I am now to go a step further by attempting to belly dance. But hopefully I'm in good hands with this one here.
Yes.
Nalini.
Hey, everybody. So I like to start with, so this is my 5-minute belly dancer. And this is how you could do it. And then you can go on stage. Anyway, so the thing is that you're going to go relax your knees. And you're going to do, this is a secret, it's like a heel bump, right? Did you know that your chin and your jaw is actually linked to your hips? So that if your jaw is tight, notice it actually makes it harder. So this has to be relaxed.
Okay.
Like,
Kurma. More energy.
more Kurma.
More passion.
More salt.
Less salt.
More sugar. So there we go. And then you're gonna, once you have that, you're gonna put your body weight on one leg and let the hip just Feel that bounce. Yeah, boom.
Feel the bounce.
Boom,
Feel the bounce.
boom, and boom.
Feel the bounce.
Boom,
Feel the bounce.
boom, and boom.
Feel the bounce.
Boom, boom,
Feel the
boom,
bounce.
and boom, boom. Can you sit?
I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Boom, boom. You're looking great. Boom,
I don't think my right side is working.
boom, boom. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go, 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 go. And bounce city center. Ooh. Ooh. Take your hands. Bring it into a nice, what is called G
Macarena?
arms here. Yeah, almost there, almost there. Take one arm out 45, one arm out 45. Roll the shoulders back. Ha. Right, and so that's where you're gonna get nice arms. You can bring them up. Hoo, hoo, hip, hip. Give me the hip, 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 hip. Can you turn? You turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it. Turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it. Next side.
I just resort to my comfort.
You went to merengue. That's a merengue.
Can you stop analyzing what we're doing?
So you
So
okay?
music, I'm ready for the music.
Okay, so we're gonna do 3 moves. First move is gonna be just this bounce here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Next side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we're gonna probably do like a little 8, 8, 8, 8. You get it. 8, got it. 8, 8. And for the guys, sometimes they just go a little down and they can go like this. For the guys.
Guys, meaning Nishard.
Yeah. It's like, oh, oh.
Hey, hey.
Hey, 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 hey. Boom, ba, boom, ba, 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 ba, boom.
I'll just clap.
All right, so let's go with music.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dance just out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
2, 3, 4, whining. 1. Nice, more. And next side.
I can't do the next side.
2, yes, you're doing good. 3 and 4, very good, Penny. Go, bump it. I'm gonna go
Disaster.
I can't do the bump
Penny,
with
do
the
it again. What happened next?
I can do the bump with the guns. I can do this.
Yes. And step. 2, 3, 4, and shimmy run. Keep running, keep running.
It's all over, guys. That's it.
It's working like a little time I can see.
That's all I have in me. That's all I have in
Can I
me
show
for
one
this.
move? Can I show one?
Of course.
All
Because
right.
she's taking us all for this, guys. It has been great having Nishard and Nalini here. It has been a very interesting show. It's made for great entertainment, guys. Thank you so much for being great sports.
Yes.
Over to you, and Nishard. Should I just?
Yeah, let's go.
I can do
Get
the-
music up.
I can do
Get
the
music.
moonwalk out.
1, 2. Bring it up high. 1. So you can do the hand move for the male. And watch this one. That's it, ended.
By the way, that's how it was supposed to look. It has been great, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Pop.
Hey.
My go-to move.
Yes.
My go-to move. That's about it.